Hey guys, I'm Ryan.
Jordan.
Derek?
Josh.
We are Mini Dragon Media, and we're here today to review some movies. And it's going to be a really good time. But this is not your typical movie review. There's a lot at stake here. The loser, the person out of the four of us who picked the worst movie, has to do something
Redonkulous. Embarrassing.
terrible. And it's going to be hilarious. We're going to film it all for you and put it online and for your enjoyment. So, get ready for the most epic movie review of all time. Maybe.
Anyone want to help me out here in the alleyway?
How this worked is we each took turns picking a movie, one by one. And at the end of this, we're each going to rank the movies from first to worst. And whoever does the worst, well, it sucks to be them, basically. Anyway, I went first. And by the way, these are not new movies where the person who gets to pick, they can pick whatever movie they want. I picked A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984, the original, the classic. Basically, it's a movie about a group of teenagers who are having nightmares. And in their nightmares, they're dying. And if you die in your nightmare, you die for real. It's the first of 9 movies starring Robert Englund. And I picked Nightmare on Elm Street 1 because it's fucking awesome. That's why.
Is it my turn to explain this?
Yes, Jordan, what were your
Alright.
thoughts on Nightmare on Elm Street?
Well, I thought it was well structured. On the contrary to that, I was disappointed in it. I did not like how it just wasn't scary enough for me. And I came in expecting it to be a pretty spooky horror movie, whereas it was just mostly blood and gore. And to me, that doesn't scare me, so I was disappointed, to say the least.
For me, as far as the plot went for Nightmare on Elm Street,
I loved the idea. I loved the idea of Nightmare on Elm Street. It was a more interesting version of your classic horror movie. Being able to die in your dreams. It was the first movie that I can remember that really focused on the dream world, almost in kind of a Twilight Zone-esque sort of thing. Very weird, supernatural in a way like that. And the main villain, Freddy Krueger, have to give props to the idea of Freddy Krueger. What I didn't like about the plot, it kind of bleeds into the character section a little bit, but the characters just weren't that smart, with an exception of
Nancy.
Nancy. It is Nancy?
Yep.
Okay.
I enjoyed her character development. I enjoyed the way that she fought back. But again, I felt everything was a little too convenient for the plot. The parents just happened to know Freddy Krueger. They just happened to understand that, and then somehow Freddy Krueger was able to assimilate himself into the minds of the teenagers who had no idea that he existed. So it was a little convenient as far as the writing went, but that's not to say that the plot was not a cool premise, and I will give it that.
Well, Nightmare on Elm Street. I did think it was a pretty good movie. But
There's always a but.
yeah, there's always a but with these. It was a good horror, scary, gory-ish movie for being produced in
1984.
84?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty good for 1984. If that was made in the past 9-10 years, that'd be probably one of the worst horror movies ever made. If you put it in perspective like that. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt just because it was made in 84 and you've got to rely on the plot a little bit more with it. And they did do a good job with that. It was original, being as it was involving the dream world and inventing the character of Freddy. But other than that, not one of my favorite horror movies.
And we have to remember that we're spoiled with modern-day CGI and writing that is required to captivate an audience. Movies that don't have great writing nowadays will not captivate an audience. So we're spoiled. We are spoiled in that way. But back in 1984, I can see where this movie would have been top of the line, especially for the genre.
If I was my age in 84, I would love this movie. I'm pretty sure
agree
I'd
with
love
that.
this movie.
I can agree with that.
Okay. That's fair, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. I'm gonna say I'm disappointed that you guys didn't like this movie as much as I do. 'Cause it's amazing, and I can't believe you didn't like Johnny Depp. Whatever.
I can see your guys' point.
Honestly, Johnny Depp couldn't keep me awake.
Yeah, I didn't.
I get it.
Boo.
Boo.
But seriously.
Oh, neither could he, by the way.
Huh?
He couldn't stay awake either.
Uh,
He couldn't keep himself awake.
No, he couldn't. In the perfect time that he should have stayed awake, he wasn't.
He's just kind of a piece of shit in the movie, so I didn't really like
Worst boyfriend ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good
And those
boyfriend.
headphones? Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And who
Beach
sleeps
by
with
Dre.
Who sleeps with the tube TV right in front of their face like that?
Johnny Depp does, and he's allowed to, okay?
You know how that could injure your eyes?
This is very dangerous.
Long term, you gotta think.
Well, it looks like I'm not doing well off the bat, so that's cool. Does anybody else have anything to say about Nightmare on Elm Street? I have just one thing left to say. I still hold that it's probably, I don't know, definitely my top 3 favorite horror movies of all time. Definitely top 3. And
Personally,
Yeah.
I would never take that from you.
Thank you.
I would never take that away from you.
Thank you.
I respect your opinion.
I respect your opinion.
Unfortunately for you, though,
It's
I
wrong.
am not a horror movie fanatic like you are. So
That's true. That's true.
That's fair. Horror is not
in
Jordan,
It's the bottom of my
Josh's,
genre
or
list.
my genre.
Horror is
It's
probably
maybe like,
top of my genre.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where it would rank.
So
I don't know.
I know that there's bias, at least for me here, but
I think-
I've tried to enjoy it as far as a movie goes.
romantic comedies probably rank above it.
Yeah.
Are you
it's-
serious?
Yeah.
I do kind of like romantic comedies.
Oh.
I was hooked. I think the only thing below it is anime.
For the record, I'm a film student. I just want to point that out. So,
I'm not.
and I'm the
None
only
of us
one.
are.
I'm the only one here who is.
The rest of us want jobs, so
Yes, yes. The rest
We're all
of them
business.
have career aspirations that are possible.
That are possible.
I have career aspirations, but you know, it's all in my imagination. As it were. Does anybody else have anything to say about Nightmare on Elm Street, or should we move
Well,
on?
we can go through the characters really quickly. Just thoughts on general characters.
Okay.
And
I don't remember any of their names.
well,
I'll refer to Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp.
I will start.
Dumb mom.
I'll start with the best. Nancy, I thought was the best character. I think she's probably my favorite horror movie character that I've ever seen in any movie. For the simple reason that when her friends died, she did not lay down and die, scream and run away, and she actually became proactive. Granted, she grabbed a Booby Traps for Dummies books and managed to set them all up in a matter of a few hours.
That was innovative.
But granted,
That's
like,
proactive.
she was running on a second wind, and
Yeah, she
This
hasn't
is
slept
before
in
Home
days.
Alone.
yes.
Yeah, this
So-
is pre-Home Alone.
So I had to, I have to give her credit where that is due. I actually appreciate the fact that she fought back and didn't lay down and die, and she didn't trip over anything that wasn't there either. That being said, I don't remember a single character name beyond Nancy.
I didn't remember.
Johnny Depp is Johnny Depp. There's the guy who got hung in the
Freddy
jail cell.
Krueger.
Tina,
And then,
Rod, Glenn, Nancy. Those are the 4 kids.
I remember Tina, but that's only because of Freddy Krueger. Anyone want to help me out here in the alleyway?
They're referring to the scene where Freddy has really, really, really long arms, and it's awesome.
Tina. But I don't remember any of the other characters other than
The
Johnny
parents
Depp
are
being.
named Donald and Marge.
See, I would refer to everyone as... I would ask first and then actually know Nancy and try to remember Nancy. Freddy Krueger,
Okay, Freddy.
Dumbass Mom, and Johnny Depp. And then the others don't really matter because I don't remember their names, so obviously they don't remember, or don't matter.
Yeah. Yep.
Non-reoccurring characters.
Not important. So that's how I felt. Anyone else about the characters?
I think that's about it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ditto.
Anybody else have any other thoughts? Or should we move on?
We move on.